welcome back to the recap of the Cultivary Draft League Initiate Division. A rather somber week 3 here. It's Helix Fossil and Kelpo. Kelpo, why don't you say hi to our dwindling number of fans?
I am both saddened and mourning at the loss of one of our own, but we press on and we'll just make new friends along the way. So
The 12 of you that stayed, love it. The 2 of you that left, you probably will never see this, so it doesn't matter.
we still
Uh,
love you.
yeah, less though, less. Um, awesome. So we're going to jump into the same format here. Just watch 3 games and then kind of go over where we stand. I think important to remember, Unhomi Nomi has dropped and be added, replaced by AK Boss or AK Boss. So that week 3 game with Hysterically hasn't been played, so we haven't had a chance to review it, but maybe we'll get a chance to do that with our week 4 review and give you guys an extra game or something. And then we unfortunately had a drop from Snack uh, today, or was it yesterday?
It was
So
yesterday early morning.
so we don't have an official replacement lined up, but probably when we're done recording this, we'll figure it out. So, all right. With that
Oh,
said,
make sure you're sharing your screen so I can see the game.
we almost got all of it right to start. All right. First game is Requiem versus is this Fuego, right?
Yes, by popular demand, we are covering this game. Everyone wanted to see this one. I know for a fact.
Big hype game here. I'll move it to normal and let's see what happens. Requiem has just a real frustrating team to deal with. I think screens into Shedtail with his Zygarde is really brutal. Although I feel like Ceaseless Edge and Spikes are a pretty good way. Potentially Encore on a Screamtail is a good way to stop it, but I don't know if that happens.
Yeah, I mean, Fuego definitely has ways to wear down the Zygarde and to punish the Cyclizar. But the main issue I'm seeing is that there doesn't really seem to be a good way of once the Zygarde is in of forcing it out.
Yeah, doesn't look like there's a Roar, Whirlwind. Um, Maybe Samrock gets Haze, but I don't know. So let's hop into it and see how it goes. Oh boy.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
this was the I think this is exactly I think what Requiem wanted
Oh,
was
100%. This
you
is
know
very smart.
yeah it's such a nice way to ensure that the Orthworm cannot shed tail because like you're never getting back above half at this point. Meanwhile, your cycles are at full health. Even a body press, I think, with Regenerator, you're fine. Um, it's just it was such a good opener. Especially because outside of Scarfed Drago, I don't think there was really anything that Fuego could lead with that would one shot a more defensive Cyclizar. So it was a very safe lead.
Uh, Probably maybe Choice Scarf, Close Combat, Tauros, just to bring.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
That might
I
be it.
yeah yeah.
Or and obviously, Outrage or Draco Scarf. But you had to be faster and not just giving away free. And the last thing you want to do is be choice locked into whatever the Shed Tail wants to go into, and you could almost lose instantly. So this was a great start by Requiem. Worm Cunt. Thanks for the nicknames, guys. Is just neutered here, so good start. And then obviously,
Yeah, so can't get shed tail or can't get the shed tail off, and that guarantees her shed tail getting off.
workup. Okay.
So I love the workup. I think because you can't, Z celebrate. I don't think there's another move that I don't think it gets any other stat boosting ability.
Maybe Calm Mind. I don't know. I even have a Victini and I just don't. I
Does
just
it get
run.
commented? I never use it, so I
I
don't
just
I don't
run it
actually know
as
what it.
specs band in boots with Terra Fire or fighting or something. So yeah, interesting curse. I don't quite understand it. Maybe.
Yeah, so this set I don't understand at all. I think um like I think this is definitely to counter the Zygarde. There's nothing else
Yeah, I
that you're
think
really
so.
setting up for. I mean, like,
I mean, you're
like
tough to kill, I guess. You're not taking dual wing beat. I mean, even at +1, if Arrow gets to +1 or +2, dual wing beat's still doing a ton, especially if you can get screams up, and also a psychic is still doing a ton of damage here.
yeah. Well, I
Maybe
mean, we
maybe it does.
saw the
Oof, that's
yeah, that does
through the
so much.
yeah, that's through the thick fat. Tay Tay, man, and there goes your best Zygarde answer. That's tough. I feel like I don't know what you would have gone into. Maybe the Tauros would have just to intimidate because the V create's not doing so much, but I think this is a tough one. Really good set so far from Requiem.
I mean, unless if the Drago isn't scarfed, I feel like it's the most expendable member at this point.
I think so, but
But if it is scarfed, I understand keeping it. But yeah, the Screamtail was really rough to lose. I mean, any Requiem's team is uh strong enough that in a matchup like this, I'd really to lose anything.
for free
Uh,
is tough.
it's so hard to, and if that's this is all I think uh from that first turn of just like immediately you're behind.
Yeah, tilted a
Um,
little.
yeah, like because your Earthworm is on nothing, and I feel like even if you want to save it for like 1,000 arrows, like to heal off of 1,000 arrows, that just feels a little too optimistic at this point.
But yeah, I would have gone with your zero, man. Also, I think when you saw work up Bolt Strike Blue Flare, I think you were probably safe thinking there wasn't a psychic move when you didn't use it on the Vino. So I think I probably would have just gone hard into Paldea Tauros here. But obviously, as we always say, hindsight's 2020 here. So this is a tough position. Okay, rest is clever.
Okay,
Smart.
so yeah, he actually gets the rest off, which again that was a little too optimistic for me, but I guess
Earthworm
I
has
guess good for.
speed. That's so much faster than I thought it would be than just the base Grim Snarl. That's funny. That's unfortunate, but he can always spin it off.
Well, two two in a row is pretty rough.
Yeah.
Wow, that does nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, he also just Volt switches out. Parting. Just making this thing do nothing. Should have watched my game. I can tell you this doesn't work when he shed tails. I I think I would have gone. In retrospect, I don't think I would have gone Drago. I think I would have gone uh Razor Gun. The Samurott on the uh, Victini and get a spike up and start making this difficult to pass Shedtail and really kind of cutting off the momentum here. But that's just probably what I would have gone with. Oh, is this going to be... Oh, nope, no idea. Toxic. Good swap. Yeah, This is starting
Yeah,
to look tough.
I mean, yeah, you have to, like, I guess you could have gone, but see, even that's tough because if you go Tauros and you're not Boots, then you're still taking a ton because
Oh yeah.
Tauros's special defenses are terrible.
Yeah. Earthquake.
But
I mean, this is a tough one for Fuego. I don't think there's any way back.
yeah, at this point, it sort of just feels as though you're just playing it out because you don't want to forfeit. Like there isn't too much. Unless Requiem grossly misplaced, there really isn't.
I think
Uh,
Victini almost just wins here. Oh, I forgot. Mega Arrow might just win
yeah,
here.
there's an
Oh,
untouched
Bullet Sea.
Mega
Okay.
Arrow in the back.
Nice.
I
On 2's
it just
unfortunate, but you get the crit. And here's the Aquajet. Okay, was this thing scarfed? It must be. Even then, I think you just killed with dual wing beat, but whatever.
well, I think part of it is you don't want to if you don't know what it is, you don't want to risk it being scarfed,
Hey, Rock
and like
Blast. I love
why.
it.
Yeah, and it's like why risk your Mega Arrow on something that might be scarfed
Yeah.
when you have like everything still alive and you can easily like switch stuff out. Um, yeah, like there's too much health. Nothing can really break
Nice.
Requiem's team anymore. It's just
No. This is over.
the early turns needed to go so much better for this to stay even, and it didn't. Yeah, like
Oh yeah, this is tough. Oh, fighting. Fairy. Oh no. Just like the worst type it could have been.
yeah, I mean, oh, and it's the trapping one instead of
That's because you ran the toxic. That's because she ran the toxic on there to try.
right.
Yeah, that was smart. It's a good move. Gross, but very smart. She played this really well here. No E speed, but I don't think that matters behind the sub, obviously.
Lychee berry reversal. That actually that I like the set. I mean, it's again, it seems a bit
Yeah,
optimistic,
scarf.
but
This was double
yeah.
scarf. Pretty sure. I think Requiem. You obviously won 6-0, so there's no point in questioning. But I think you won when you were +1/+1 with Arrow. I think it was completely over. With the rocks, I think dual wing beat and rock blast just cleaned up. But obviously, really well played, Requiem. Fuego, kind of a tough one for you. That turn one was disastrous, and that kind of ended it for you right then and there. Interesting that Requiem brought something that couldn't touch Earthworm, but had the plan out in the head that they were just gonna overheat right away on it. So hey, really good prep.
Well, I think part of it too is that she knew that she didn't want Zygarde in on the Earthworm.
Right.
So if you want to plan for things to go a certain way. So like you don't need coverage for it if you have like so many other answers to it. Like you have a Victini, you have obviously the Cyclozar with coverage. Like you don't need the Zygarde to be able to 6-0 the team by itself.
No, you're
And you
100%
shouldn't
right.
plan and you shouldn't plan for that
No.
to be your like to do it. Like I would much rather the set not be compromised if it means that she can have a like if she is confident in her other answers to it.
Yeah. No, I agree. This was great. Screen's tail. Oof. Really well done. I'm assuming this was rapid spin. Probably. I wonder what the last move was, because Earthworm does kind of wall this if it's maybe Crunch.
It's Fire Fang.
Yeah, probably Fire Fang. That's a good bet. Okay, hey,
Maybe
great
that.
game. Great game, Requiem. Fuego, I'm sure you'll be just fine and come back, but I think Requiem keeps up her undefeated now, right?
He is
Nice.
3-0.
Good job. All right. The Terra Moltres against Bloop.
Yeah. So I mean, you have two. Bloop's team is very good.
Who's the
Uh,
optimal player again?
let's cut it out.
Let's cut it out. Okay. Is Cut It Out undefeated?
Yes, there.
Okay.
Um, so the thing here is like with Bloop's team is that you have two very scary Terra types or Terra Pokemon, and if you bring both like this, it gives Bloop a lot of flexibility to uh, pick which one he decides to use in the battle. Assuming, I guess there are scenarios where you can only like have one be a specific set, but I don't think that's the case. I think that if you're bringing both, then you on the fly are deciding, okay, this is a better spot for this Terra here based on how the current match is going, and that makes it really hard to sort of prepare like in prep, like oh well, this Terra is definitely coming. It's like, no, you have two really good ones that are probably both going to come to every match, so you have to plan for both of them as best you can.
Yeah. I think it was a good bring here. I think Bloop's team is the Altaria. It's not Mega, I don't think, but it does do kind of well into, some of these mons here. The Porygon is interesting. I wonder what the purpose there was, considering
Yeah,
the
I think that's
knock.
the second week in a row they've brought Porygon.
Huh. Just the knockoff bot here in this Legacy. I feel like that's kind of tough. Let's see how this one goes. Straight out hard pivot here.
Yeah, so both immediately getting out of there. It gives a free turn to the Palafin. That's definitely a Spit F Porygon.
Yeah. Do we see its ability? It didn't seem
Uh,
to.
it
It didn't
wasn't
seem
it wasn't
trace.
Trace, so
It had
probably
to be
analytic.
It had to be analytic then,
Or
yeah, because it didn't download either.
right, yeah. So it had to be analytic.
Yeah, good.
Here,
Whirlon.
okay. Yeah,
Solid
you
here.
bring the
Ooh, going straight for the curse. This is bold.
and then now they're both setting up.
Yeah. Still don't know what that means, but we'll learn. All dead. Yes. I do like the shiny on this.
So I wonder because there wasn't a Terra yet from the King, or not from the King, but from the Garg. I'm wondering if the Giga Drain was in anticipation of the Terra Water, which it is. It does end up being Terra Water Garg.
Right.
But I wonder if that was like I wonder if that was a read they were going for, or if maybe they were expecting the Rotom to come in as a Spit F wall.
I also thought this was an odd play here too, to stay in knowing you're gonna just basically lose this mon. I mean, maybe it was a roll to survive, but man, Hatterene does not have a lot of.
Yeah, well, it was faster though,
Yeah.
which I guess that means that there was at
Speed
least some
creep.
speed on it. Yeah.
Whew. That's a
So yeah, it's
bold sub when he could just click EQ or body press, but hey.
well,
Oh
I
man.
think I think you're betting on because you
Salt.
see Curse, Salt Cure, and then you're probably thinking like
Recover
Recover,
and body
and
press.
then probably like Yeah, that's like the standard set. But if you sub there and the EQ comes out, then that's information. And it lets you. It also means you don't have body press, which means you can wall it with Tinglu and then whirlwind it.
Oh, fair.
So I think that was I actually think that was a very safe sub to go for.
Yeah, I mean, you're faster. The safe sub is always good for information, and that does so much damage.
Yeah, I'm curious. I don't know the calcs for this match, but I'm curious if that Rotom was defensive or especially defensive.
I have no clue, but that sub basically meant that Rotom had to sit in and click Hydro Pump or risk basically losing. Because I'm sure last move's like Drain Punch or something. Though I guess you probably thinking that you could have gone into Lando, but I get it. You had to be safe. I get it.
Yeah.
Man, Tinglu is
takes
fast.
it takes no damage. So that was immediate whirlwind,
It's
which
a smart play. I would have just
that was
U-turned.
very smart. Yeah.
Well done. What are we seeing? Okay, classic toxic and ruination. So this is ruination, whirlwind, EQ, probably a hazard. Okay, interesting. So I bet you he knows sub can't break anything here. Oh, we went right back out.
Oh, is that okay? That's interesting double.
Oh no, it's gonna get burned. Oh no.
I think it gets burned later. But yeah, you are running with Protean Cinderace, you are definitely running that risk.
Unless you're pads or something. Terra
Yeah,
Water.
so-
I am a little confused why I didn't go grass. I think, but maybe it was because of the Moltres. But that's all right. Let's see how this. Oof, that does so much damage.
Yeah. So yeah. So you now know its whole set basically. Yeah, you just try and get as much as you can off of that.
Salt Cure is gonna kill.
Yeah,
Okay, so Garg's in an okay spot, except Whirlwind is going to be.
Yeah, but I mean, every time you force it to come in and whirlwind you out, you get a body press on it, and Tinglu can't recover outside of
Rest.
its leftovers. So you are able to wear it down eventually, and you have enough pivots that you can pretty safely do that.
There you go, Salt Cure, good. I was worried he's gonna click something and this got enough for the sub.
Yeah, so I mean, you have to go. Yeah, you have to go Landorus here.
Yep.
Which with how obvious that was, I'm a little surprised.
Well, I don't know. We don't know what his move is. Does he not have knockoff as the last one? Maybe not.
It's Drain Punch. I'm pretty sure.
Ooh, okay.
So okay. So you give the Porygon that had nothing, and wow,
you just let it die. You
Why
have a full Altaria.
You have a whole Garg that is water, and what is Palafin hitting a Terra water Garg with realistically? Does it get anything that hits bulky waters, at all?
Grass knot.
I guess, but that can't be doing more than half.
This is definitely special defense. I'm sure if it's curse, but yeah, I'd have to make a calc.
I want to make that calc now because I seriously think if that calc is at all favorable, I think there's no reason why you don't go.
Yeah, body press is
you don't do it.
Smart play here. Just keep body pressing. But yeah, the plasma. That's the one problem with going water and not going grass here is that you really set yourself up for difficult. And then you swap. Was it killing? 47. And yeah, you were dying. Tough. Oh, fire spin. He's probably got flip turn though. Yep, there it is.
Yeah. So I mean, this was definitely
a tough one now.
This is definitely a fun Altaria set. I like it.
Hey, got the toxic off. I mean, this Altaria is gonna be tough to break here.
No, it is. It's there's definitely we would have seen an ice move on the Palafin if it had it. I think by now, I don't think you would hold on to it for this long.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, Whirlwind, Cinderace.
So I mean,
Moltres is coming. You clicking.
Yeah, and I don't.
There's the burn.
Yeah, so the burn was fortunate. I'm a little confused.
It's 33% or 30% chance, and that was the third one. So he was pretty lucky if he didn't get it.
Yeah. So right here, super risky, and I think Salt Cure was the only move you don't press there.
Yeah, I agree. I think you have to body press knowing it's a substitute variant. I think this is supposed to lose, right?
Yeah, I mean you body press and the switch right here. you're giving it exactly what it wants. I think Yeah, I think that right there, like I think Bloop would have won if he had done any other move besides Salt Cure there.
Yeah, now the body press isn't gonna do enough to
It
break.
can't break the sub anymore, and yeah, from
Yeah,
here
he
it's
goes, I
just
should have clicked press. Yep, yes, you
yeah,
should
it's
have.
yeah, and like this is that thing where you just have to sort of watch it. You just have to watch it slowly die because nothing breaks this anymore. And
94.
wow, that does so much.
Yeah, that's a ton.
Yeah, so I mean, it's behind a sub and going for another bulk up.
Agreed, but it doesn't matter. He
And
knows.
this feels like a flex at this point. It's just
Yeah, just click the button in
it
this.
feels like they're toying with him.
Yeah.
Like, okay, there we go.
Sucker Punch isn't gonna do enough. Unless it was a crit.
Oh, yeah, never. But even if you crit on the sucker punch, I feel like Moltres comes in and you just
Yeah,
sit
you lose.
there, and yeah, there's.
You might
I
be
am
okay if you win. If
I'm
you have a Sucker
amazed.
Punch, might
I'm
win with this.
amazed.
Yeah.
How did that plasma fist only do 99?
Oof. Tough one. And here comes the Dragon Punch.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're still behind the sub. It just it doesn't matter.
Oof. Tough
So
one, Blue.
yeah,
I feel like you at least you realized it that you probably made the wrong
yeah.
play.
I think that's one of those in the moment decisions where you don't, uh, like you don't think it through all the way, or maybe you're expecting like.
the swap into Palafin or something. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, swap the Palafin. They didn't. I mean, you never swap your Palafin into the Garg. I don't think. I don't think there's anything you're switching into. Like even if you're expecting the Tinglu to like hard switch into Whirlwind you out on like a curse or something. There's no reason you're not clicking body press there. Even I guess if you're expecting the Moltres to come in, you don't want to body press, but even then it's like I don't think the Moltres had anything to really hit you with.
Yeah. That was tough.
Yeah, it
It
was
could have been toxic, or it could have been.
well, but it's a Garg. You can't toxic it.
That's right. You're right. You can't toxic.
So I mean,
always
yeah, like
forget.
what are you afraid of
Yeah.
like unless it's Terra Grass, but even then, I think the way it was being played, at least to me, it seemed like a defensive variant. It didn't seem like an offensive one. I could be wrong.
It was definitely
And
built for Cinderace check. Clearly, I mean, it was a good bring.
yeah. I mean, I think this Moltres is coming every week.
Yep.
Realistically, it's like it's proven that already. But
It's kind of his clutch here, or his
yeah,
crutchmon. So that's all right. Tough one, Bloop. Good one here. Cut it out. It's a nice W. Is that cut it out's third win too?
yep.
Wow. All right. They're undefeated.
Yep.
All right. And our last game, another undefeated team
Our
in Eruption, who has up to this point was 12-0 in KD, and Green here with a couple of things I think that look like they could be pretty good against the weather. Let's see how it goes. Okay, Rock Blast. That's gotta be loaded dice. Yeah, gotta be loaded.
Yeah, so I was alerted to this set before it was used. Which, I didn't run the calcs on it, but uh it did what it wanted to. And that was the best case scenario for it. Um I wonder if well, I guess dice could potentially be better if you don't need the choice band for like if you're killing things anyway. Then yeah, I guess you don't need the choice band. But I would think that choice band just does more. But
well, he could have been, if it wasn't water bubble, he could have been water absorb.
right, and I understand not wanting to force yourself to switch.
Yeah.
Um, while the Arachninid's still up. But I think the other thing that's a little odd is like once you see the rock blast, I don't know why. I feel like at that point you just go into your Arboliva.
Yeah, or Deontay, something.
Or yeah, like just something to take it because like you have to keep your water absorb around.
Oh yeah, and he's got a Pelipper in the back. He's gonna. This is it was free. It's free on Deontay to come in and defog. It's free on the Noivern to come and defog if it needs. It's free on honestly Arboliva too to come in and defog. I mean, it's these webs aren't staying. Like that's a tough turn one to have. Get webs, yes, is great, and you've got reflect, but it doesn't seem like it was worth the trade. Iron defense, okay, early setup. Do you have body press then? Any instas?
No swap, which makes me think no body press.
Well, did you have earth power or anything? Like, I'm confused because if you went iron defense on the overquill, are you not running? What are you running? Because you have to bring body press for Pharaoh Horn. That's funny. And then you're still doing a pretty good amount if this is an offensive overquill, or you're running earth power. But okay, interesting. Chilly. Yeah, and here's the defog.
Yeah, so I mean you lost your Arachnid for
Nothing.
not really
You didn't even get an
anything.
attack off.
Yeah.
I mean, wow, it crunched just so much damage. So you got okay.
Yeah.
So there's no more rain. That was a nice play.
Yeah. No, that was good to get rid of the Pelipper. A little confused why Overquill didn't come in on the future sight turn. Because like you get Intimidate on the Chien-Pao, and I doubt a Sacred Sword or a Icicle Crash is killing after the Intimidate drop.
Maybe a 2-shot depending on if it's like banded or maybe it's an offensive overquill. But yeah, you would have.
But even still, I mean the rain has to be more valuable than
100%. I agree.
Than your Blizzard Overquill.
I agree. 100% Blizzard Overquill. Gunk, that's unfortunate. Gunk is terrible. Why didn't you run Earth Power? That's the D-Gleam's 4. Okay. Gunk, that's not going to do anything.
Yeah, I mean,
it was a weird game.
You go Dancy on the crunch now. Why are you not going Dancy on the crunch every time? That's now you go Arboliva on the crunch.
Not very physically defensive. I mean, this one clearly is. So you're not taking this. Yeah.
But hey, you just give it.
Just doing work here.
Whew. Yeah, I don't. If you're not gonna threaten it out, I don't know why you aren't future sight or like why are you future sighting and then not threatening it out is my question.
My question
like
oh, it's Draining Kiss? Okay. So this must be specially defensive. Please Calm Mind. Oh. So it's Draining Kiss, Iron Defense. It's not Calm Mind though?
I feel like Calm Mind would have just won you the game right here. If you were, because you could, if you're running Draining Kiss, then you just run Mystical Fire for the Ferrothorn, and
right, yeah, you won.
And then and then power, yeah.
I mean, why didn't you click body press?
Now it has body. Okay, yeah, I
don't know. This is a tough one.
Even
I don't think I would have
like
Draining Kiss then.
Yeah. So.
Oh, Tailwind. That was a clever way to deal with what's it called? Swift Swim.
Yeah, that.
I mean, Volt Switch. Oh, Power Gem. Okay, so this is interesting. Thunder does hit on a big one. Boom. Yeah. Why are you tailwinding when you know it's loaded dice, you know this can't be faster, and this can't be like, is the whole point to have faster Glow King? And why are you going Glow King here?
But Yeah, this. Yeah, if you had just boom burst right there, I actually think Chen Pao could have just won you the
Cleans.
game.
Yeah, Chin Pao does. Maybe this might be the only thing, but
Yeah,
you definitely
yeah.
yeah, that was. It
This
would definitely given you a
felt
shot. You would have had a shot at it at least.
Yeah, this definitely felt more like Green lost than Eruption won.
Yeah, I agree.
I think yeah, I think if some different choices were made, um, I think if the Araquanid was preserved, I think if the Dancy stayed in, and because like I think Calm Mind over Power Gem is I think it's better every time here.
Yeah,
Um,
probably.
and I think if you stuck to that, I don't think there was a way for it to be forced out. Like
Crit
unless your
still.
specs. Well, right, but I mean like you
There's no plan or play. Yeah, I mean that was. You get a
right like
calm
you
mind
even
up.
even for a crit like you I mean you like you're not gonna know that a crit is coming. So I'm saying like you stay in and you just sort of if you just sort of stuck to DNC, I actually think the DNC set could have just won by itself. Um, and I don't know. This was a weird one. I definitely
It's kind of a
think
weird
that based
week. Kind of the
on
theme of it.
yeah, that's definitely the theme of this week was everything was a little weird. But yeah, I think that had things I easily could see uh two of our three undefeateds not being that way had a few different decisions been made during the battles. But that didn't happen, so we still have a very competitive because I think their differentials are almost identical as well. Like they're all like right next to each other in terms
Yeah,
of
the 6 is good for Requiem because I know Eruption was 6-0 and 6-0. Okay, let's check our standings. Oh wow, yeah, they're really
15,
close.
14, 13.
Yeah, that's funny. Um, well done, well done, guys. You three are really doing well. Zach coming close though. Hey, 3-1. He's just, I mean, he can't get any higher than that, but that's still a nice spot to be in. Bloop still doing well at 2-1. Fuego kind of rough taking the 6-0 here, but still 2-1 is a good place to be.
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, Zach and Ultra played their week 4 before Hysterically and AK Boss could play their makeup week 3. So the standings look a little weird right now, but I think they're definitely a top 3 that are separated by currently one match, but also quite a bit of differential.
Yeah, they're
Um,
kind of pulling away here.
they are. But I mean, these I think these games, or at least Requiem's game made her look pretty untouchable. But no one is, no one's safe. Anything can happen. Um, there definitely is, I think, noticeable weaknesses in all the teams, not just the ones that haven't lost yet.
Yep.
So
To kill leaders. Mega Beedrill has an extra gameplay than everybody, but still doing really well at 8-2. Zapdos, I love that it's up there. It's a rain team kind of powerhouse. Mega Arrow doesn't surprise me. Zera, the Regidrago hasn't picked up anything since week 1.
but I mean, it's still up there though.
Oh yeah, yeah. And then I love seeing the Moltres at 4-0 up there. I think the Moltres
Yeah.
might be my MVP so far. I think it's kind of been the glue piece for that team, and no other mono
That
of their teams has been so dependent.
Yeah, I mean, so Zera Aura obviously got the big spotlight this week for sort of running away with uh that game, but in terms of overall performance, yeah, that Moltres has been so good in all three matches so far, and I definitely think that it will require some like specialized prep to get rid of it.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be tough. You're gonna need to toxic it, I think. Just that's what you have to do,
Yeah.
or get some toxic spikes so if it goes off the
Before
flying.
the Terra Poison Moltres.
Yeah, that would be funny. Might be a good play here. But yeah, again, you guys are doing most of you, except for our 2 drops. Good job scheduling and getting everything in. Any you guys are still carrying the server and activity, so I love to see it. You guys have been great. Kelpo, any final words here?
I'm looking forward to next week because we'll have 2 new people with presumably 2 new teams. I know AK Boss has already made quite a few changes
Yeah. Do we want to
to
look
their
at the
team,
roster?
and yeah, we can see. So actually, I should pull up all the changes that were actually made. So I mean, I think the big drops were the obviously the Tapu Koko getting dropped is pretty huge. That is currently still on the market. I mean, I think most teams have electro types that they are satisfied with, so I
That's a
don't
lot of
see
points too
that.
to make room on your team for. That's tough at this point in the
Yeah,
season.
yeah, it can definitely be awkward to
This
pick
is
it
the
up
team.
now, but it is yeah, actually, JDB's team would actually really like it.
Gives
That's
them a speed tier it doesn't have, gives you that extra defogger. And Valiant absolutely would love the terrain where you don't have to make it a booster energy sweeper where you get it in. And I think if you drop, you might have to rearrange. I think the Ditto's got to go, and then you might have to rearrange to get some things. But I think it's worth looking at for sure if you're a GDP.
Yeah. I guess some of the other notable drops were the I guess Toxapex was also dropped.
Okay, for Gengar.
Not Yeah, I'm not huge on it in draft. I don't think it's too great. But
So
it is
passive.
a yeah, but it is a uh bulky water that can do bulky water things. So that's there. Um, the Ursaluna pickup I think is scary. I was surprised it wasn't drafted initially because it is in whether it's Trick Room or you're just running it raw or say something weird with agility or something. It's really scary.
Wow. What are the
Uh,
Terras now? Because we gotta fix those. I'm sure that can't be wrong.
it's Ursaluna and
Oh, it
Kilowattrel.
is? Okay.
They're
I
correct.
forgot it's
Yeah,
25, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Which
Ursaluna is scary.
Yeah, which I mean, Kilowattrel having an electric immunity with Terra is I think going to be interesting. If you don't, although I think most weeks it's going to be just Terra normal Ursaluna.
Yeah. Maybe a Terra Ghost if it's you got a big fighting type or, water for the ice. It could be a couple things. But yeah, Terra Ursaluna is scary. It's basically a kill every time it hits the field.
Yeah, there's a lot of
I mean, that's a lot of stats, and it like high attack, pretty good special attack, high special attack, high special attack, high. I mean, it's a heavy offense team for sure. But
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this is a team that you are never going to want to switch into anything that is on the field.
No.
And also Tropius. We can't forget Tropius.
Tropius is the bane of my existence in those random battles where it's just you can't do anything and it comes out and leech seeds and then subs and harvest. Oh, it's so annoying when you don't know that the other team has it. But that's just my struggles on the ladder. Okay. Anything else we wanted to discuss, or we? I think we're good to wrap up our week 3 review.
Yeah. So yeah, again, definitely a weird week for I think most of the battles were a bit odd. And obviously, the drops didn't help that feeling. But I'm excited for the new people to come in and see what they can do. I'm excited for obviously just another week of battles, and we will be here covering it,
Yeah,
whatever
third of the way
happens.
done, guys. Keep up the good work. Really appreciate you guys getting your games done, and we'll catch you next week.